I always consider filmmaking like cooking because how all the ingredients in the right quantity come together and make a perfect dish. Similarly, all the departments, all the people come together and make a film. Now, in cooking, there are some ingredients which should not be together. It will taste bad or it will spoil the dish. Similarly, there are genres which, when you mix, they don't really work. And that's the case with this film. Hello guys, it's Nona Prince and today we'll be talking about the Malayalam film Helen, directed by the debutant Mathukutti Xavier. He was assisted in writing by Alfred Kurian Joseph and Noble Babu Thomas, starring Anna Ben, Lal, Noble Babu Thomas and many more. Watch this film on Amazon Prime with other viewers of the channel on Discord, so if you want to join us, link in the description. Come become a part of the community. Now because I had issues with the film, we were discussing them after watching the film and that was really fun. Now this film is a survival thriller, but the approach is very sentimental. They want to make it an emotional film. The focus is the relationship between the father and the daughter, and this is clearly visible in the execution. Now I'm sure all of you have seen survival genre films like an Indian film Trapped with Rajkumar Rao, then the Hollywood ones like 127 Hours, Life of Pi, Gravity, The Martian. There's so many. The most important thing in a survival genre is to maintain logic, because you have to keep the audience immersed in the story. They should feel that it's a life and death situation. There's no way out. This is a struggle. The character may die. You have to make the audience feel that they are also trapped with the character. But if the immersion breaks, the audience is out of it, and for them it's just a film. They know these are just actors portraying characters, that's it. Now this film wants to be emotional, so they let go of the logic and common sense because they are more interested in hitting the emotional notes and beats. And that's why the survival genre doesn't work in this film, because the survival genre needs conviction. It is a survival. There's no escape. That should be the feeling the audience get. There should be struggle that feels possible, that feels real. Because if it doesn't, then the audience is relaxed. They know it's a movie, by the end everyone will be saved. It's just they are waiting for the film to end, that's it. The audience is not living the moments with the character anymore. And this fundamental issue breaks the film for me. Before coming to the illogical scenes, if I'm making any sense, do hit the like button, because when you do that, YouTube promotes this video and more people can watch it. Also consider subscribing and the bell icon to get notification whenever new video drops. The first scene is when the mobile is ringing, it's vibrating, so it falls down and the battery comes out. Now first of all, the way the mobile was kept, if the vibrations were so strong, it should have fallen way before in the film, only with 1 or 2 calls, that's it. But they were calling her constantly throughout the night, and it falls so late, almost around 4 to 5 o'clock. It makes no sense. You have to make it convincing. She was having a bad day, okay? She could have easily forgotten to charge her phone. It was late night, maybe the battery is very low and it turns off. That's so possible and convincing, instead of it's vibrating and it fell down at the same time when the police is trying to track her phone. And that is the issue. Maybe the vibration thing works in real life, but it's not convincing on screen, right? What are the chances? What is this coincidence that the moment the police is tracking a phone, the phone falls down? That breaks the illusion. So conveniently, to just push the plot ahead, that happened. Now the boyfriend searching for those guys and he finally finds them, but they don't have a phone to call, but his phone dies. Instead of charging it, instead of asking those guys, they live just next door, go with them and get the mobile, call 100, call the police, anyone would be having a phone, right? The shop owner would have a phone, right? No, he will travel on his bike to that place. Why? Makes no sense. And then he meets with an accident. Wow, so convenient. Now the father is searching throughout the mall shouting a name, and the moment he noticed something wrong, he looks up. It feels like it's her. What does he do? He should shout her name, right? No. He just runs up to the restaurant. Instead of shouting her name, asking, are you alright? He was shouting her name throughout the scene. And the moment he sees a glimmer of hope, it's maybe her. We found her. Shout her name. Call her. Are you there? Is everything alright? No. He just runs up. So convenient. The last scene in the cold storage, when the father enters and he sees her lying there and he just checks, oh, she's dead. And he starts crying. Really? We had a long debate on this on Discord after watching the film, that a parent, even if the kid is dead, they will not accept it. Even if the kid is lying in pieces, he will not be convinced that he's dead. But here, he's just like crying, oh, she died. Take her, carry her and go. Again, that's what they want to hit that emotional note. They want to make us emotional. We also get a flashback kind of a scene, a dream sequence where she is with the father and the boyfriend. Again, to hit that emotional notes, to make you feel emotional. But to get that, they break all the logic here. And by that time, I'm out of the film. Because I know I'm just watching a film. There's nothing to feel. A good film makes you forget that you're watching a film. There was so much potential that this film didn't explore at all. They could have explored so many inner and personal conflicts. There was a clear lack of mental fight when she was trapped in the cold storage. Like, she had such a bad day. The father is not talking to her. She may almost break up with the boyfriend. The boss has scolded her. She didn't eat today. And then at the end of the day, she got stuck here. Like, such a bad day. So much negativity. Does she really want to live? Of course she wants to, but with all those things happening, does she have that fire to live? Can she fight it? All that out of the window. She's just stuck and she's just trying to save herself. That's it. These are the themes, these are the personal attributes they could have explored, but they didn't at all. Instead of that, we go to the police station, what the father is doing, how they're searching for her, all that. I wish it was personal, it was all about her. Something maybe like Trapped. But again, it's not my film. That's what they wanted to do and they did that. Now there was this WhatsApp forward joke going on in the film in the beginning, but they never bring it back. So they only use it as a joke in the beginning. And I think that's not good writing, because if you are using something like this, you know, WhatsApp forward is a big thing. Of course, we laugh at it in the film. Everyone was laughing when you watched that scene. But that could have been used in so many ways. But it's just a throwaway line like that. That adds to the character of the father. There was a really good dynamic, you know, that the mom had the illness and she passed away. And it's just the father and the daughter is also leaving to Canada. So there's this loneliness aspect that the characters have. But again, they don't get into it. It's just there. That's it. And even later in the film, you know, when he doubts her that she ran away, you know, again, that connects to this loneliness, that he thinks that she can just run away from him, that she's a bad daughter, even after what she has done throughout her life. They do bring that up in the end when she asks her, did you think like that? I run away. But again, it's just done away with. That's what I want to see, you know. That's what the real conflict is. The whole police thing is an external conflict. I'm not interested in all of that. It's there, I understand, it works, but I want to know their conflict, how they will resolve it, how they think about each other. Maybe the WhatsApp messages influenced his mind. We see that the father is very conservative. They could have used that element, but nothing happens. The love story was okay, I didn't mind it. It was done well. Now when the police catches them, it felt really forced. And you know, I don't want to get into it. I feel like I'm just nitpicking at this point. And I'm sure I'll be getting a lot of comments, you know, telling, oh, you didn't understand that, the subtitles didn't work out and all of that. I don't think it's that, guys. It's not about, you know, convincing me, oh, you didn't get it, this is that way. You didn't understand it. You don't need to convince me. The film needs to convince me. And it failed to do that. Having that corrupt police officer was a good idea, but again, I don't know how well it fits in this narrative. Then we had that Eve teasing element in the beginning too with the auto driver. And in the investigation, they feel that it's his fault. They have to find him. He may know where she is. There's just too many elements in play that the focus is away from her being trapped there. In the beginning, we see that Ant, you know, traveling around the house, and then she falls into the ice cube tray and in the freezer. I didn't realize until the end that, you know, how it was foreshadowing it, because, you know, I knew it's a survival thriller, and then that Eve teasing thing happened, and I was like, oh my god, will it go to that Ishq route? What happened in Ishq and something like that, because his auto driver is there and everything. And when I understood that she'll get trapped in the cold storage, I was like so happy and relieved. Oh my god, that's way better. Of course, not good, but way better than what I was imagining. Some terrible actors chosen to do the side roles of a watchman who talks in Hindi. He was so bad. Oh my god. The take they kept in the film is the worst, but I am sure it was the best that actor could pull off. And I think that's why it was there in the film. It was so bad. Like, I don't think you need to know Hindi to understand that was so bad. And you know, things like this just pulls you out of the film. That rat was really cute. I've never seen rat in that sense, except in Ratatouille, but that was animation. But a real life rat, no. I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why, but that one was really cute. Coming to the acting, I think Annabelle did her best. All the scenes in the cold storage were brutal and she sold it. Now Lal as father, I was not a big fan of him. He did well, but it didn't work for me. Noble Babu Thomas was good. He felt convincing. Ajju Varghese as that officer, I think he did really well, because I want to beat the crap out of him. Overall, I think some side characters were let down. And at the end, that weird scene in the station when the guy in the jail, you know, starts beating the other guy, and then the officer has to go in, and by the time he just sends the message, where are they, and all of that. Like, what? And I got to know that he's supposed to be a big actor and it was like a cameo scene. Didn't work. At the end, it was a good attempt, but a lot of issues, a fundamental issue which brings the film down. But I would say watching it with other viewers, it was really fun. So guys, thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, share this video, let me know in the comments your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed yet, check out the videos. If you like them too, do consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.